Welcome back. Now, more Utopia.
The Utopia crew and show host Ashley Lamone recently visited Hidden Hollow Park in Sugar House and spoke with Ellen Erickson from the Natural History Museum of Utah about non-native species being discovered right here in our neighborhood parks.
Something else we might see is another invasive species of tree squirrel. It's called a fox squirrel. There are 2 species of tree squirrels that live in Utah. There's a red squirrel, just 2. There's a red squirrel, which is sort of smaller. They are native. And then the fox squirrel, which is much bigger, and they are not native.
Fox squirrels first appeared in the Salt Lake Valley around 2010. Fox squirrels have become more and more abundant and can now be found as far north as Ogden and as far south as Sandy.
And I saw a fox squirrel here in Hidden Hollow about a month and a half ago, so they're definitely around. Huh. And so taking pictures of any tree squirrel would be a really helpful thing for the museum today. So hopefully we see some.
Good.
I'm looking for them.
I'll do the squirrel call.
Unlike the European firebug, the fox squirrel is native to the U.S., but definitely not to this region. Their historic range is in the eastern United States, but they were introduced to cities in California in the early 1900s and have appeared in many western cities since then. Biologists are almost certain that fox squirrels' introduction in Salt Lake City was purposeful.
Well, that was a theory initially, that somebody had some fox squirrels and they released them. They had them as pets and they released them. But the problem is, in order to establish a population, you need more than 1 or 2 animals. You certainly need more than 1. And you probably need several animals. And now the population is doing really well, and they're increasing exponentially. I mean, really fast. And I think it was purposeful. I think somebody decided that on their own that it would be really cool to have fox squirrels around, either as ornaments, living ornaments in the environment, or as prey for hunting.
Considering the locations of the first fox squirrel sighting and determining the subsequent distribution, the speculation is that fox squirrels were originally introduced along the Jordan River, likely close to Rose Park.
Somebody might think, well, I want a fox squirrel here. Well, why shouldn't I? It's not going to harm anything, but it's illegal, for one thing. And it was just not thought out very well. It seems to be the case that when animals are introduced in places where they are not native to, either they die out really quickly or they become established. And if they become established, you run the risk that they're going to disrupt the natural community.
One question scientists have is how fox squirrels and red squirrels will interact. Will they compete or simply coexist? Citizen science data will be important in finding out.
Knowing that you're a part of science, being a citizen scientist, it just makes you look at the world differently. It makes you, I don't know, it's given me a different view of the world and also a different dynamic with the world that I'm in. I suddenly want to know, what is this thing and what does that mean to me? Is this something that belongs here? Is this something that was here before humans were here? Is this something native to here, or did it get introduced? Should it be here? Do we want it to be here? It's given me a whole different perspective on the world around us.
Taking a photo can go a long way to contributing to a vast database accessible to scientists today and into the future to detect trends and compare data points. The next phase for citizen science may be a name change. As Eric explains, you don't have to be a citizen to contribute to science.
And there are also people who are not citizens, who may be here. I would say community scientists.
Sometimes called citizen science, it's also called community science, which is a term I prefer.
There's so many ways for all different kinds of people to participate in community science, and we love to have people involved in whatever science excites them.
Community science, amateur naturalist, citizen scientist. The more we know, the better stewards we become and the more balance we achieve. Feel pride when you contribute to insights into the natural world that surrounds us.
The best thing that people can do is to become informed, to learn about nature, about wild species, native or non-native, and to learn how they can study them and be engaged in projects that are helping to do science and hopefully conservation. And that's what we're hoping in our community science program here at the Natural History Museum in Utah.
Nature is all around us, so forget the selfie. Turn that phone around and take a self-less photo in your backyard, in the park, or on your walk. As you do, you'll become a citizen scientist and help protect this place we call Utopia.
Could your photo help wildlife managers? Maybe identify a long-lost species? Maybe discover a new species? Then they'd have to name it after you. I don't know if I really want a bug named after me. To learn more, check out the Museum of Natural History's website, and for sure, sign up for iNaturalist on your phone or online and take the easy steps to become a citizen scientist. More Utopia after these messages.